Hey folks, Kheldul here. I want to do a little demo of a add-on that I found pretty useful. It's called Tell Me When. It's pretty heavy, but it's extremely powerful. And if you find that you're forgetting things, forgetting to put things up, buffs are falling off, or you just didn't notice something, this add-on can really help you. So let me give you a few examples. Well, actually, I can just show you right here. I actually have one going right now. So I've got this little icon here. It's not clickable or anything really. At least I don't have it set up that way. It is indicating, hey, there's a problem. It's pulsing red. And it's pulsing red with my little call pet. And if you notice, I don't have a pet out. Well, I'm a hunter, and I'd really like to have a pet out. I have it flash that way no matter what, because I don't want to have to end up in combat, test if I'm in combat and then flash at me. No, I'd like to have the pet out at all times. And having this just kind of pulse like this is not such a big deal. So what I'll do is I'll call pet. And something else happened up here, but that flashing went away. What happened here is I've got another little icon that appears when my health, I've got it set up so that it appears when my pet's health is less than 90%, and when I have a pet present. So if I and that my pet does not have mend pet applied to him. So he's got mend pet, and he's at full health, so that I think goes away. So let me actually just show you those two things, and then I'll show you some ones that are a little bit more useful. Not to say that these are not useful, but the mend pet one is a good start for something that you might want for pet tanking. It's definitely not everything you want, but for light things where you want to keep your pet up, it's pretty good. So why don't we go into that one first? That we don't need to worry about. It's just because I have this as a macro. So what we have here, first just the display side of things. When this alarm fires, it will do two things. One, it will, when it shows up, you'll have a message that pops up and says, heal, unit name, the pet, now. Okay. The other thing is that the icon itself shakes a little bit, okay, when it shows up, so it kind of catches your attention, rather than just pulsing that red. So what are the rules behind this? So what we have here is a series of things. I'll go over it a little bit, but just reading it through here, we have a unit, it exists, and the unit is a pet. There's all sorts of helpful mouse overs here that are appearing. And that is true. So do we have a pet? Yes. Is the percent health of the pet less than or equal to 90%? Okay. Pass, pass. And is the mend pet buff applied to the pet, or is it absent? So if all these things are true, then the little event fires, we get a button, it strobes at us. Right now we're just in debug mode, so nothing is actually happening. And this is really just for layout purposes, which I'll show you in a second. So if all three of those things happen, then we get this button, and it does these things. And it's pretty easy. So let's see, what else? Let me show you a different one. Okay. So we talked about what this does. This is the does the unit exist? Pet? False. So the pet does not exist, and it's me, a hunter. Am I mounted? No, not mounted. Okay, well then display that little icon, and when it comes in, flash. Okay. There's also this other thing where it kind of strobes this color, and that's pretty good. So let me show you some other ones that I have. This is a pretty heavyweight thing, because you've got all these conditions and they're always being evaluated all the time. But let me show you this one. This one's very useful for a lot of people. If you find yourself as a hunter with your serpent sting falling off, generally you want to change that pretty quickly. But you also don't want it getting in the way. So what I have here is very, very simple setup. Am I in combat? Yes. Does my target have more than 500,000 health? Yes. Okay. Well, sorry, I didn't show you this page too here. So if those events are true, and the target does not have my serpent sting debuff, that's only mine, then fires this little alarm, and this thing will come over here. It'll shake, and it'll shake indefinitely, and it shakes pretty good. So why don't we just show that off a second here. So I put stuff back in place. I'm going to go into combat. Does not have my serpent sting. I'm not going to put it on. Alright, so what do we have happening here? This is pretty noticeable. It's not terribly noticeable. Target certainly has over 500,000 health. If I give it a serpent sting, it goes away. Pretty simple though. So let's go into that a little bit more. I'll show it with the black arrow. Okay, so black arrow, and I'll do a one from scratch here too. You specified black arrow. Here are a whole bunch of things. Am I in combat? Yes. Is black arrow available? Is it off cooldown is what this is saying. Yes. And does the target have, I made it, less than 800,000, or rather greater than 800,000 health. Just because I don't want this thing flashing at me for, small junk. Of course, I'm not able to cast black arrow, and so it's not complaining. So when I'm in here, it's only complaining about this. Black arrow just not showing up. But if I do this, where I have black arrow, my bar is a little screwy here. Alright, so those still are there, and we're going to attack. Well, I don't have my pet, and gee, black arrow and serpent sting are really asking me to do stuff, and I just cleared them. That's beautiful. Alright. So, what else do we have here? Well, why don't we make something for Dire Beast? First, let's make sure we get Dire Beast. What we got here? Thrill Hunt. Yeah. Let's switch. Okay, Dire Beast is right there. So we're going to make something for Dire Beast. We'll put it right here. Main. So, if you read this, it's pretty easy. You can do a spell cooldown or a buff or debuff. First we're going to have to learn what Dire Beast is going to do. Is it a debuff on the target? I don't think so. It's more of a spell cooldown, but let's give it a shot. So there's no debuff on our target. It's just the existence, and there's no buff on us. It's the existence of this beast. So we're going to need to have a spell cooldown for this. For these guys, well, I did that as a spell cooldown. I did this as a debuff. Okay. You can read up on it a little bit, but generally speaking, this main section gives the very, very basics. So if you really don't have a lot of conditions to worry about, this is the section you want. If you want to add in restrictions on when the event happens, this is the place. And you just click this to add more and more things. So we'll do Dire Beast here. So first thing we want to do is create a new thing. It'll be a spell cooldown. And we just start typing it. Dire Beast. And it gives all sorts of options. These are all the particular spell IDs that are in the game that might apply. And the ones that are attributed to players are always at the top. Okay. You can do multiple things here. I'm just going to do Dire Beast. Spell cooldown is usable. Oh, there's another little trick. You have to click Enabled. Otherwise, that section is not present. We can see already we've got the icon for Dire Beast. Okay. Range check, power check. Not applicable. Alright. It's been a while since I actually did this. So conditions. Choose a type. So player attributes. Do we want to limit it to only being in instances? In pet battle. Let's see here. I think we want to do unit is in combat, and that's me. True. And what else? What other kind of restriction might we want to put on this? Why don't we not have it worry about us if, let's see, health? Resources, there we go. Whoop. Percent health. Alright, so let's see, why don't we do absolute health? So if absolute health of not the player, we click on that, and we could say of the target. Where are we here? Why can't I see target? If it's greater than or equal to, and we can say, we really only care about it bothering us if it's that. Oh, and when you get to the end, it auto scales things up again. So why don't we just say, we only care if it's somewhere around there. Okay. Great. So what else do we want to do? Well, we want to make it do kind of cool things. When it shows up, let's have it make a sound. That's not very...
Die.
That's pretty bad. Alright. And let's add something else. We can have a... what else? Not a sound. On start. Animation. and we can have it do a little, just for the icon, we could have it affect the whole screen, which would be kind of bad. Although maybe I'll make a change to one of my existing ones. We'll have the icon shake. And do we want to have it shake indefinitely? Yes. Until we actually apply it. We want to be reminded consistently. We're going to only have it shake a little bit. Okay. And that sounds good. Okay. And we're going to close it up. And we're going to go into combat. And look! Hey, wait a minute, it's not shaking. That's shaking. That's not shaking. I do have it available. I just cast it, it went away. I'm clicking. I don't normally click, believe me. Alright, so let's find out what's wrong. This is probably going to take some trial and error, which is horrible to do in video, but let's give it a shot. Icon shake. On show. Oh, that would just be on start? On show? Where are my other ones? Let's look at this one. For comparison. Alright, so we have on show, icon shake, shake indefinitely. Continue to lower events. Oh, continue to lower events. Let's see. Play indefinitely, shake. Alright, why don't we just get rid of this one? Okay. Let's give it a shot again. See if that... I think that I need to have that continue to lower events. Well, we won't debug it right now. It's not shaking! Damn it. Oh, this is so funny, right? Alright. Indefinite shake. Seems like it should work. Oh. I see it. Do you see it? On show. On start. Let's do an on show. On show. Animation. Icon. Shake. Play indefinitely. Alright, so we'll have it go crazy. Okay. Close it up. There we go. Oh my god, it's out of control. I should do something. Click. Alright. So, something else I'd like to do, and that is this deterrence thing that I have over here. So I've got it set up for deterrence. So it already has the icon and everything else. But the condition is the main tank alive? False. So what happens? Animation. The screen shakes. Okay. And what happens? The border comes in. So of course that's when there is when you're in a raid. So I can't really show that one off very well. I could change it around, but let's change this a little bit. Screen shake. I'd like to have this be screen flash. Color. That sounds good. That sounds good. Alright. So what this is saying now is that when the tank dies, my little deterrence thing is going to light up and the screen is going to flash red very briefly. Anyway, this is a little brief into tell me when. It's kind of neat. It's very useful if you're finding that you don't hit your cooldowns when you need them, when they're available, if you're having stings drop off, if you're going into battle and your pet's not out, all these things very, very useful. I fully recommend it for anybody with a reasonably powerful machine. If you don't have such a powerful machine, I would say Need to Know is a good alternative. Need to Know has a lot of very good things about it. It's much lighter, and it gives you little bars, such as seeing how long your men pet has left ticking. But it's less useful for telling you about things that you're not doing. It's very good for telling you things that you are doing and when things are just becoming available, so you can tightly pack them. But Need to Know is the light one, and Tell Me When is the heavy one. And they both have strengths and weaknesses. Overall, Tell Me When is more powerful, as it's got this complete expression editor. Let me show one more thing if I can. So this is casting Stampede when you have a buff active on yourself. So when I have this trinket, or when I had this trinket, I need to update this, but if I'm in combat and Stampede is usable, and I have this buff, then I will show this nice little Stampede icon. And if I'm actually, I guess did I change that? Oh yeah. So if it's greater than just myself, it's just a very powerful expression system. And if you're finding that you forget things, or you didn't notice that this was at 5 stacks and that's when you want to pop something, it's extremely valuable. Anyway, hope this was useful, and I'll talk to you later.